Okay guys, so we're finished in the craft room. At least finished for now, so I thought I'd do a little video after, since you guys saw the before. This is what it looks like now. When you first come in, I made a little chalkboard here where I can put my inspirations and framed it in some rulers. If anybody needs chalkboard paint, I now have tons of it. This is a pretty panel. It cost me $2. Hiding behind that in the closet is a dresser that contains fabric and other craft items, supplies. Got this little accordion hanger from Main Street Antiques. Got my little Brooklyn lantern hanging from it, and one of my craft bags and my cheater glasses, and then some tool kits. Here's my sewing area. Got this from Main Street Antiques too. This little desk and chair. I covered the chair in green fabric, make it a little bright and sunny. Also from Main Street Antiques, I got this pipe stand. As you can see, I have converted it to hold mostly my scissors. I had no idea I had so many pairs of scissors. And then here's my little kind of yarn basket corner, and just full of yarn. You see, I also got this beautiful wood bucket. It's divided into 3 sections. I'm not sure what the purpose for the 3 dividers were, but it's holding my knitting needles and some yarn, and it's made of solid wood. It has a beautiful handle. It's $25 at the Main Street Antiques. I don't know what it was for normally, but I've repurposed it. Here is another shelf I got from Main Street Antiques with the little drawers there to hold my knickknacks. Got my wire cutters, my needle nose, my staple gun. Coming around this way, I got this galvanized steel bucket that I'm putting some yarn in. Thought that looked kind of colorful and inspirational. And I've got this fireplace matchstick holder. I've got some wooden knitting needles in that. These were all my grandmother's, and some of them are quite beautiful. Still can be used. Got this little shelf I repurposed from our bathroom. I like it a lot better here. Got my canning supplies down there, some mechanics for my knitting machine, spray paint and ribbons, embroidery floss, my books and patterns, another bucket filled with yarn. People who work with me at Cash Connect will recognize these buckets as the buckets that used to have poinsettias in them, and I repurposed them. So this is my old wood dining room table that I got at that old store called This End Up back in 1992. Made of very solid wood. And right now this has a knitting machine on it. This is the biggest investment I ever made in my business, like 15 years ago. And I don't use it very often, but it's good for those big projects. And you have to run it by hand. It takes a lot to run it, but it's pretty cool. So it's kind of like using a loom to make a rug. It does make the knitting go a little faster, but you still have to know how to use it. And then this is going to be my wall of inspiration here. This big, almost blank wall. Right now I have these beautiful postcards that Alyssa made, my daughter-in-law. She painted these paintings from scratch and then made them into these beautiful collages that she turned into postcards and fabrics, and she's making clothing out of them. And I want this here for my inspiration, to remind me of what you can do. You can take nothing, and pretty soon you're actually making clothing and selling things. And I thought I'm very inspired by what she's done. And then this is a dish rag that I started knitting with cotton thread and never finished it. So this is hanging here to remind me of projects that go unfinished. And speaking of projects being finished, this is the first project I have done in my new craft room. This is a bed for Homer. So he can lay up here with me and lay on that little pillow and be with me while I sew. And that's it. This is what we've done with the room. It still needs a little bit of painting touch up here where the cathedral ceiling is. It's still a little blue bleeding through. And also up here is the track lighting track that hopefully my electrician's son will put this track lighting that I purchased up there, the little dimmer switch. But other than that, this is my room. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to have a room that I can use for this, a place to put everything, and my beautiful $5 rag rug from Five Below. I thought that was such a good deal. And that's it. Thanks, everybody.